Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast about balls, nuts, other crotch words. Anna's shaking her head at me. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
I'm wonderful, Dan. I am drinking a blueberry acai seltzer today.
Ooh.
That makes it sound alcoholic. It's non-alcoholic.
A
It's just
Kroger brand.
Yes, it is a Kroger brand. I wasn't sure if you'd know since, you don't live around Kroger's anymore.
Yes, I do.
Shopping at Air Juan like he's
What?
a millionaire.
There's a Ralph's down the street. I can't even walk into
Wait,
Air
is
Juan.
Ralph's owned by...
By Kroger, yeah.
Oh, well, I shopped at the Pick and Save, but,
I miss the pick and save.
let me just tell you, Kroger really brought their A game. This slaps. If you like sparkling water, this is the move.
Ooh.
The blueberry acai, simple truth. It's a vibe. 10,
This episode of In Conclusion is sponsored by Kroger.
God,
Kroger for grocery shopping when it's good enough.
literally me. I wish that we could get sponsored by a seltzer brand. That would be my everything. That would.
I am almost certain that there is some like micro brew seltzer brand called like Lips or something because they're all one word. So if there was a
LaCroix,
Lips
bubbly.
seltzer out there, we will pay you to sponsor us.
Literally,
okay?
just send me your seltzer. I'll take one sip, and unless it tastes like absolute booty, I will probably rave about it.
Yeah. So any seltzer brand out there, I know you all listen.
Oh, wait, okay. I know San Pellegrino doesn't listen to us, but not San Pellegrino. Theirs is too bitter. It makes my mouth sad.
Okay. I saw people drinking out of because I recognize the San Pellegrino bottles because they're
the green
classic.
one.
I saw people drinking out of them at, I think
Air
Anna
Juan.
and I were walking down the street and saw people drinking from it. And I was like, that is
My
so
dad
gross.
does that. My dad loves it. And he's like, this is sparkling water. And then he'll also say things like, I was drinking LaCroix before it was cool. And I'm like, Dad, stop. Like, now that I drink sparkling water nonstop, my dad has it at the house 24/7. And I think sometimes he's like, remember the days when you hated it and I could have a whole case to myself? Well,
He's just wishing he could go back in time.
literally, he truly is.
That would be a great transition, but I have more to say about sparkling water, so I'm going to just throw it out the window.
Okay.
LaCroix always reminds me of my aunt because whenever we would go over to her house, which is 2 doors away from my parents,
Very
still
nice.
is.
Love that.
Like we'd be having dinner or something, and I was the only one of my brothers who would drink like soda. And since it was like a special dinner, you could get soda sometimes, whatever,
Yes.
as opposed to our normal meal of milk.
Or water. You're weird.
And I would ask her, like, or she would ask, do you want anything to drink? And I'd be like, well, what does the house have? And
What's the house soda?
And she was like, go check in the back fridge. I don't know. So I'd walk my little booty over there and I'd open the fridge and I'd be like, wow, there are like 8 cases of LaCroix in here.
Me, my dream fridge. I saw
And this
something.
was in like 2007.
Oh,
So
before it was cool.
way before LaCroix hit. It had already hit big in her house, but
Yeah.
it hit big with the rest of the culture. She was just an early adopter.
Wow, an icon. I saw a TikTok once that was like, my perfect girlfriend, and they were describing a woman, and then they go, the butt would double as a mini fridge, stuffed with limoncello LaCroix. And I was like, where can I get that body mod? Like, that's what I'm trying to have for me.
It's very energy intensive. I think you need to really up your calorie intake.
Say less. Honestly, say less.
I need to eat, otherwise my butt mini fridge will die and the limoncello will get warm.
Yes. How am I, as Gage and I say, how will my limoncellos stay cold?
Oh boy. Speaking of staying cold,
There we go. We made it. We still had a
made
good
it.
transition.
kind of. That's a more a little
clunky.
deeper into the movie reference. But yeah, the movie that we're talking about today is the second in the Austin Powers trilogy. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, baby. Right? Did I do it?
Groovy, baby.
Yay!
Directed by Jay Roach, written by Michael McCullers and Mike Meyers. Produced by Suzanne Todd, Jennifer Todd, and Demi Moore again. Surprise.
She's killing it, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women on production for this, and I was like shocked but not surprised.
I'd say I was surprised. This seems kind of, I mean, it seems like a dude movie, but not like a bro movie. If there's a difference between that.
I guess the reason why I'm not surprised is because like it's funny and it's over the top and like sexual, but like in a way that still very much is like the women are
respected.
Like they are choosing to be viewed in this way. They're not just being viewed by a guy who's being a perv. Like the women are like empowered by this.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Starring Mike Myers, Heather Graham, Michael York, Robert Wagner, Seth Green, Elizabeth Hurley, and Rob Lowe. Released on July 11th, 1999, with a budget of $33 million. It made $312 million at the box office. On Rotten Tomatoes, it only has a 52% rating.
what?
But the critical consensus provides lots of laughs with Myers at the helms. Mm-hmm. As funny or funnier than the original.
I was having a grand old time. I'm going to say Gage told me that this is one of the formative movies for his comedy, his sense of humor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. In case you forgot, Gage and I like to replace song lyrics with the word penis, and we think it's really funny because we're mature adults.
Yeah, fair.
So stuff like that. But like he quotes this movie a lot, and I never knew it. Until yesterday. Like, he quotes Fat Bastard a lot. Who walked so that Shrek could run. Let's just be honest right
100%.
now.
Fat Bastard was just the beta version of Shrek.
He's Shrek without being green. Like. But Gage quotes him a lot in the Scottish voice, and I never knew what he was quoting until last night. I just assumed he was being an idiot. So...
The one piece of this movie that I thought was in the third one until I watched this morning was what I mentioned in the really well-written intro that I did.
Yes, loved that.
The two montages of the various different euphemisms for penis and balls that are used throughout the movie. That I remember just because this would be on Comedy Central or TBS or whatever.
Yeah.
All the time. And how this was a formative movie for Gage's comedy sensibilities. That was a formative movie just for wordplay.
Oh yeah.
For me.
Gage says that's his favorite like sequence of all film ever. He thinks it's so clever.
Yeah, people are like, oh my god, Hitchcock, Orson Welles, Steven Spielberg. Nobody ever talks about Jay Roach.
I mean, it's a clever scene,
It's very clever, yeah.
And I was actually laughing because I saw that on TikTok. Somebody just posted that on TikTok with no context, and I didn't know what it was. So I watched it the other day and was like, okay. And then I watched it last night, and I was like, it's all making sense now. It's all coming together now.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Yeah, that was me.
I have, not related to the movie, but I have that experience with songs where I will hear a song snippet on TikTok 800 times. Like the My Boo song. Started when we were younger, you were mine. My boo.
Yeah.
I heard that in a store yesterday. the full song, and I was like, what? There's what the hell? There's more?
I realized that a popular sound on TikTok is the end of an ABBA song. While I was visiting Gage's grandparents and drunk dancing to ABBA with his cousin.
I'm trying to figure out which one.
I can't remember which one, and now it's going to haunt me. I'm going to have to listen to ABBA.
Gimme, gimme, gimme?
No, I can't remember.
It's not Dancing Queen.
No, it's not Dancing Queen. I'll report back. I don't remember which one it is.
Wait, let me go through my ABBA collection that I have.
Oh, God. Not the whole ABBA collection.
All of it. All of their songs.
Oh, yes.
It is not loading. Spotify has decided to not load for me now.
Well, I guess I'll come back to you later with the answer to that mystery.
You don't understand how baited my breath is.
So baited. I just would like to say I asked Gage to come in quietly, and he is coming in so quietly, like it's ridiculous. He is being a little mouse, and I just think it's really funny. I looked over and he was trying to close the chain lock so gently. He's walking like with his little fingers up, like he's tiptoeing right now. Anyway.
Ooh, like he's a cartoon sneaking in somewhere.
Yes, Gage. We already talked about how much you love Fat Bastard, though. He made a shocked face.
Oh darn! I was hoping he'd do the impression.
He did. Don't you worry. After that,
good.
He did an impression.
Okay, Dancing Queen.
Dan, I don't know.
Take a chance on me.
I think it was Take a Chance on Me, actually. And I'm not just saying that so you stop asking. I genuinely think it was. Either that or Chiquitita. That one, Chiquitita?
Yeah.
You would, yeah. I'll get back to you.
In high school, not surprisingly, I did the morning announcements. And we had this little glockenspiel that they would do to do like the chimes to start the announcements. And we got really bored of that within like a week of doing them. So then my friend brought in a toy piano, which was then taken away from us for being too annoying.
Understandable.
And then we brought in a full electric piano.
Oh, God.
To do like the musical we were all very musical and very popular. But one week in the meantime, between getting the full piano and having the toy piano, we did ABBA week, but we would do it a cappella. None of us were singers. None of us are singers. Every time I sing, an angel gets its horns.
Not its horns. It goes directly to hell.
Yeah. But we did Take a Chance on Me.
I knew I was saying, if you change your mind.
Take a chance, 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 take a chance.
Oh, God, I loved that energy.
It's really going to be unaligned in editing this, and I'm not going to sync it up. It'll be beautiful.
It's going to be
like
so
I said,
bad.
an angel gets its horns. Anyway, Austin Powers.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, the movie starts out back in Prince's favorite year, 1999.
Ooh.
And Austin, he is on his
I'm
honeymoon
vibing right now.
with Vanessa Kensington, his wife that he met in the previous movie, played by Elizabeth Hurley. Very pretty, once again.
Yeah, Gage still loves her. Oh, speaking of which, I sent him a picture of Kendall Jenner from the Met Gala. I hope he looked at it. Her whole butt is out. So, yeah, you're going to have to rush to your phones, listeners. She looks gorgeous, but her whole butt is out.
By the time we post this, that will not have already gone through 9 cycles of viral.
Right. True, but still, I saw it first, obviously.
So, Austin, well, he's going to rewind the tape that he's watching to really place this in a specific time period. He realizes that his wife is actually a fembot controlled by Dr. Evil, who was sent there to kill him.
We all say gasp in unison.
Gasp.
I'm not going to... Oh, I didn't actually mean that. I was really confused when it started. I was like, what? What's wrong with our TV? And then I just, Dan, sometimes I think, but I don't think, you know what I mean?
I get it.
Sometimes I think, but I don't use the old noggin. So
Austin, he's sad about this very briefly. Very briefly.
Oh my God, so briefly. He runs through the halls naked in excitement that he's single again.
Naked and dancing through the halls.
I mean...
to the same song.
Oh, I was going to say, to Take a Chance on Me by ABBA.
No, are you
Sung
kidding
by
me?
Dan and Anna.
He wouldn't do Take a Chance on Me.
No.
He'd do Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
Gimme, gimme, gimme a man after midnight. Oh, hell yeah. That's the vibe.
He's a swinging man. He'll go both ways. Mm-hmm. So then we cut to a NATO facility where Michael McDonald, not that one, is once again
Literally
in
so
the film.
disappointing, full stop.
I know.
I haven't seen a single yacht or heard a single rock since the film started, so.
Every time that somebody says his name, in the distance, if you listen very closely, you'll hear, "Ran it away."
I knew it. I knew it was going to be something like that. You know, there's an entire episode of Family Guy dedicated to yacht rock, and it's one of my favorite episodes.
There is a programming block on 87.7 MeTV FM.
Of course.
In Chicago. I don't know if it's on their other MeTV stations because they have one in Milwaukee too, which is 95.5 HD2.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm really upset because we don't get reception for MeTV at our apartment right now.
You
and
don't?
We don't. We have weird reception. We don't have any exterior walls. We have an interior courtyard.
Oh,
So-
that makes sense. Okay.
We don't get the reception. I'm like, I'm missing most of my life now. But they have a Saturday night programming block of yacht rock. 2 hours, all of yacht rock.
That's literally
Michael
all I care
McDonald,
about.
Christopher Cross, Kenny Loggins, all that stuff. It's
Just want to
beautiful.
hear like a, you know what I mean?
You are.
Literally.
So anyway, then the NATO guy, he's watching the Jerry Springer show, and who does he see on there? But Scott, who's upset that his dad came back and then left. And then who comes out? But Dr. Evil.
Listen, as somebody who loves trashy TV, this part had me rolling. I was like, Jerry Springer's having a good old time being on this.
And they do establish, there's a shot of Dr. Evil's egg-shaped spaceship coming out of the big boy.
I hated that it was egg-shaped. Why is he laying an egg? He's not a chicken!
But I really wish that this was just how his character was introduced in this one. Out of nowhere, he just shows up on the Jerry Springer show. We don't need to see him come back. We get it.
Ugh.
It'd be very funny. But it is very funny anyway. They start a coup on the Jerry Springer show also and start tearing everything up.
I mean, honestly, we love that Dr. Evil. Wait, is this the part when he starts fighting the Nazi and the KKK member and the random...
Yes.
Yes. Honestly, love that energy. Keep that up.
Dr. Evil, Antifa, big fan. Although they also they show his lair in Seattle, which is the Space Needle with the Starbucks logo on it.
Oh my God, I was rolling!
Because they are major investors in Starbucks, and he has a new plan. Yeah, I mean, smart.
It is smart. I drink Starbucks way more often than I should.
He has a new plan to develop a time machine, go back to the 60s, and steal Austin Powers' mojo, making him just not the sexy swinger man that he is.
Truly not groovy, baby.
It's also in this scene that we're introduced to the best character in the franchise. Top 3.
I don't know.
Mini-Me.
Oh, okay. I was getting ahead of my... Listen, Dan, I'm not as fresh as I once was with this movie, and by once was, I mean yesterday.
Yesterday?
I couldn't remember if you meant Fat Bastard or Mini-Me. I love Mini-Me because he reminds me of me. And I tried to convince Gage that we should go as Mini-Me and Dr. Evil. I also tried to convince him that we should go as Scott and Dr. Evil for Halloween.
Uh-huh.
I'm just really... The couple's costume ideas from this movie flying at me. Like, flying.
I think what you should do is go as Frau Farbacina.
Love that.
And Mini-Me, but you're Mini-Me.
Yeah, honestly, I was just gonna... That's the energy, Dan. Not
It's
traditional couples costumes, you know?
I
break
really
all the
wanted...
rules.
I really want to do, at some point, a gender swap Rob and Laura from the Dick Van Dyke Show, where I am Mary Tyler Moore, and Anna is Dick Van Dyke, so she's just wearing a very 50s suit, and I got the hair and the
I think you guys could really
blouse
pull
and the
that off.
pants.
I'd
think we
love
could
to see
too,
it.
Right?
I truly would.
I am not allowed to say what our Halloween costume is this year, but it's very fun.
Oh, I'll tell you what our Halloween costume for this year is.
Hit me.
Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian.
Are they a couple?
Yes, you didn't know?
Oh, I didn't. I
They're
don't watch
the
E-News
couple.
now that I'm not at my parents'.
Oh God!
So I
Go
won't
on
know.
Go on Travis's Instagram. It's just pictures of him holding her butt, like straight up.
King shit.
I mean, so
Absolute
I
king
told Gage didn't want a high maintenance costume, so all I have to do is buy him some tattoo sleeves, and we're ready to go.
It's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So they go back in time. Dr. Evil and Mini-Me do. They meet a younger number 2, played by Rob Lowe, and a younger Frau, played by the same actress, Mindy Sterling.
Dying.
And they also meet Fat Bastard
Gage's
in a
son.
kilt. Just every time he walks, an earthquake goes off.
Shrek. Truly.
Shrek, absolutely, who then uses a syringe to steal the mojo from Austin's frozen body.
I have but one complaint to make about Fat Bastard, besides the fact that he would not be flying in today's culture.
Absolutely
But
not.
I'm looking at this through the lens of 1999, okay?
Okay.
I don't like when people have a lot of spit. It really grosses me out. I had to look away so often when he was talking because of all the drool that Mike Meyers had. It was too much for me. I couldn't
I'm
even
with
look
you.
when I watched the Hamilton recording and you saw Jonathan Groff drooling all over. And I love Jonathan Groff.
That's okay. I don't like spit that much too, but that was funny. I guess I don't like the spit sounds more than seeing spit.
Oh, God. That and the sound of like when people have really dry mouths and they're talking and you can hear their lips smack. Literally so nasty to me. I'm sorry to
Chewing.
everyone with a dry mouth or that spits a lot.
My mom has rubbed off on me. She hates hearing people chew.
Oh, you're going to love the audio I left for you earlier.
Can't wait.
I did an
wait.
ASMR of me eating my Rice
Oh,
Krispies.
ASMR is the... I hate ASMR as a concept.
You enjoy that, wink.
Well, Austin is trying to enjoy some time with a woman. I think it's Robin Spitswallows. If I'm correct. Or maybe not. He
No, I
loses
think
his
it's with
mojo.
Kristen Johnson, isn't it? Who's from Whitefish
Oh,
Bay.
yeah, Ivana Humpalot.
Yeah, who's from Whitefish Bay. She went to Whitefish Bay High School.
Oh.
She's not from there, I guess. She's born somewhere else, but she went to high school in Wisconsin. I think,
She was born in D.C.
yeah, I don't know how she ended up here. But
Probably her
she's-
parents moved.
yeah, well, I think she might have been a military kid, now that I
Oh
think
my
about it.
gosh, I just got so scared.
Why?
I'm on her personal life section at Wikipedia, and her father was former Wisconsin Republican State Senator Rod Johnston.
Not Ron Johnson.
Yeah, right?
Ooh,
It's like, oh, God. But Rod Johnston?
that's a little too close for comfort, if you ask
Right?
me.
Anyway, anything related to Ron Johnson is too close for comfort. Ick.
Yeah.
He is life's chewing sound.
Why'd you say that right as I took a big drink of my water, Dan?
You know, I just wanted to take your mojo from you too.
Not my blueberry.
The Ministry of Defense get in contact with Austin and send him back to 1969 in a time-traveling Volkswagen.
They literally made the scene for me where they're like, just ignore all of the laws of time travel. It's
Yeah.
just suspend your belief. Gage literally looked at me and he's like, they made this scene so that you wouldn't complain.
Yeah, he turned the Basil Exposition turns to the camera and goes, and we hope the audience will ignore these laws too. And we do.
I pouted
Absolutely.
the whole time.
No,
Yes.
it works. All movies' internal logic is perfect.
Humph.
So Austin arrives at a party in his London apartment, and there he meets CIA agent Felicity Shagwell, played by Heather Graham, who is once again, I don't know why, but distractingly beautiful.
Just like me.
Moving on. So there is an assassination attempt on them by Dr. Evil's operatives, and they escape, but they are pursued by Will Ferrell, Mustafa, through the winding roads and hills of London, which they say, isn't it crazy how London looks like Southern California?
Yeah, Dan, does your home look like London, the countryside?
I think it really does, and I especially like the fact that to make sure that the audience knows that they're in London, every time that they have a set piece where they're not driving through, there's just a phone booth.
I saw that. I was like, geez Louise.
Like where they have, I guess, the holdup of Mustafa. There's a phone booth on a random curve on a highway.
Middle of a street, yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure that curve where they stop is the same one in the music video for NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, where they swerve the car.
Oh, iconic, truly. Every little thing I do, they punch the music.
Wrong song. Wrong song.
Oh, shoot.
You were singing It's Gonna Be Me.
No, I wasn't. Oh, wait, yes, I was.
Yeah, you were.
I was just so
test
excited,
me on my
Dan.
NSYNC.
I was just thinking about how they punched the music, and I got too excited.
That's fair. All music is punching music.
But sorry, we're not punching music. We're looking for the hand, bye.
But they also punch in
Yeah.
Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah, there's just a lot of arm work in their music videos.
They do a lot of Pilates. What's the one they do, like, arm stuff?
You're asking the wrong.
Jazzercise? I don't know.
Jazzercise is like dancing. It's like Zumba. Pilates, I think, is core. I really don't know.
So they catch Mustafa, where he reveals that Dr. Evil is in a volcano layer, but his weakness is being asked the same question 3 times.
Oh, God.
As they're about to get the answer of where the location of the layer is, Mini-Me pops up, shoots him with a blow dart, gives him the middle finger, and then...
He's dressed as a baby.
Yeah. And then he falls off a cliff. He doesn't die. He breaks both his legs and attempts to walk, and it doesn't go too well.
It's funny, though. God, I love Will Ferrell. Sorry, Mom.
And then in looking at photographs from his party, Austin identifies Fat Bastard as the man who stole his mojo. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. Also, there was an earthquake this morning in Los Angeles.
How was it? Your first earthquake?
It was my first earthquake. It was weird.
How was Poppy?
It was
Sorry.
at 8 o'clock. She's fine, I think.
I'm more concerned for her.
As you should be. She's the one whose life matters here.
True.
But
Sorry, Dan.
it was like 8 o'clock in the morning on the dot. And I thought that I had like started to fall asleep and just jerked back awake.
Oh, the worst feeling.
There was like one big like rumble.
Oh.
It wasn't like shaking or anything. It was just like you went over a speed bump a little too quick.
The earth went over a speed bump?
Yeah.
Did Anna sleep through it?
No, she was awake too. And she was like, I brought it up to her after the fact. She was like, huh. And I didn't realize it was an earthquake until I went on the Los Angeles Reddit page
Not
like
the
20
Los
minutes
Angeles
later
Reddit.
and somebody posted, earthquake? Like they didn't know either?
Was there an aftershock?
Probably not. It was a magnitude 3 point something.
So it was a
So
baby.
it barely felt anyway. So if there were aftershocks, there wouldn't be anything.
Got it.
Anyway.
Well, stand in a doorway.
We still don't have a table to hide under.
I thought you were supposed to stand in a doorway.
We have one doorway. Two.
Stand on
I
each
guess.
other's shoulders.
How would that help?
I don't know. I'm trying to help you.
But the Fat Bastard's earthquake walk reminded
Yes.
me of the
course.
earthquake. Fat Bastard shows up to Dr. Evil's lair with his mojo, which then Dr. Evil drinks and has a night in with Frau Farbacina.
I hated that scene. I hated it.
They
His nipples, Dan. They haunt me.
The next morning, or I guess later, Frau Farbacina reveals that she is late as Scott walks in.
Gasp.
Having traveled back through time.
With his blue hair.
And then it's revealed that she is actually Scott's mother.
I mean, loved that reveal, honestly.
I did too.
Loved that it literally didn't affect anything about him, though, which defies time travel logic. But you know what? I guess that's fine. I guess I'm just going to have to sit with that.
The audience has been asked to ignore it. Are you not a gracious viewer?
No.
So Dr. Evil has a new plan. He's going to destroy or hold the world ransom by threatening to destroy cities using a laser on the moon. And he calls up the president to hold him ransom for $100 billion, which is greeted with huge guffaws and laughs, because it's the 60s. That kind of money doesn't exist. Also, that president is supposedly Richard Nixon.
He's way too handsome to be Richard Nixon.
He's Tim
Full
Robbins.
stop. Tim Robbins?
Not Tim Robinson.
Wait, who? What? What's going on?
I think you should leave. Tim Robbins from Shawshank Redemption.
Oh. Not
The tall
Steven's
guy.
best work.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't like that movie.
I'm sorry, what?
It's too long. It wasn't that written by Stephen King?
The short story that it was adapted from.
Yeah.
was.
Well, they took
The
a
movie
short
was-
story and made it into a long movie. I was bored.
The movie was written by the guy who created The Walking Dead. And wrote the first 2 seasons of it. And The Mist.
Yeah, which is also based off of a Stephen King book.
Yeah. Anyway, now that my whole image of you has been shattered.
I just don't like it. It's boring. It's too sad.
It's sad? What?
Morgan
The
Freeman
end.
kills
Oh,
himself.
the
Spoiler
redemption.
alert.
The freedom.
It's
the
literally called
ending.
Shawshank Redemption. You did not need to say it like that. The redemption. There's also a horrible rape scene in it. It's just not for me.
Different strokes isn't the right phrase to use here. But
Maybe just say it's okay to have different opinions. Different opinions make the world go round about movies.
Too many words. Different strokes.
Okay.
The exact phrase in the synopsis that I'm reading for the next scene of the movie is, in London, Austin and Felicity get to know each other.
Wink. Is there a wink emoji after that?
I wish. But when Felicity tries to have carnal relations with him.
Disgusting.
That's a Dan O'Keefe special.
Why didn't you say get to know him biblically? That's the Anna.
I couldn't think of the phrase. That's what I was trying to come up with. But I couldn't remember. I was trying to come up with whatever the Bible phrase was.
Biblically. Do you know him biblically?
Yes.
Yeah, baby. Right? They do it?
Groovy, baby.
Yes.
He turns her down because he has lost his mojo and he can't get it up. That's the main thing.
I mean, it's a common problem, right? That's so
This
I've been
movie's
told.
really an allegory. You know
a
the
lot of
allegory
things.
of the cave from Plato?
Oh, God, Dan, it's been so
This is the allegory of
long.
the pole. Thank you.
Goodbye.
So, under the Ministry of Defense, they tell Austin and Felicity to implant a homing beacon into Fat Bastard so they
By
can track
any
him.
means necessary.
And they do mean any means necessary.
This is disgusting.
Felicity, she seduces Fat Bastard, who... Props to Fat Bastard. He thinks he's the sexiest man in the world. And he says so.
Q Gage, oh my God, quoting more lines from Fat Bastard, as he always does.
And Felicity is able to implant the homing device, which looks suspiciously like an anal plug, into his anal plug hole.
For clarification, when I said this scene is disgusting, that is what I was referring to.
Yes.
I find poop jokes insufferable, but I find thick men.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh, I would
What
not.
about last movie?
That was different.
You were like, oh, I love fart jokes.
Fart jokes I love. Poop jokes I think are gross. There's a fine
Okay.
line, Daniel.
Oh, sorry. So the line is what phase of matter it is?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Gas
Correct.
is beautiful.
Gas
Liquids
is hilarious.
on the line. Solids, get out of here.
Literally,
right
there's
off with
the
that.
door. See
Right
yourself
off
out.
with that shit.
Literally.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, fat bastard, they think that they've got him tracked. They think they've found where the secret lair is. Austin
I'm
and
rolling
Felicity,
my eyes.
Austin and Felicity break into the private room where they say it is. Turns out, he just crapped it out.
He absolutely decimated that toilet.
He did.
Can I confide in you something, Dan, and our listeners, and my mom who's going to be repulsed?
Okay.
I feel like I can no longer, like, this is a poop joke. I'm about to make a poop joke. Everybody hold on to your hats. I feel like I can no longer say, like, if I'm about to, like, poop, that I'm about to go blow up the bathroom because I'm scared that somebody, like an FBI agent, will see it on my phone and think I'm making a threat. And then they'll just find me in there pooping. And it'll be terrible.
Occupied! As
Yeah,
they're
so-
kicking down the door.
Ma'am, what do you have in there? Literally nothing. Like, that's my irrational fear. Of
Nothing
the
I'm trying to keep.
Yeah, literally. So that's my irrational fear. I just wanted to share with you since it felt appropriate for this moment.
I'm glad I know that. I'm glad you shared that with everyone.
I think everybody deserved to know, because
20 years from now, when you're being interviewed by the Shepherd Express, they're going to ask you about this, and you'll have to own up to it.
I'll say, yeah, that's true. I'm not trying to accidentally cause a bomb scare, okay? I'm not trying to have that drama, so...
So they have to save part of the stool sample, which they do, and then as they are testing it, Austin, who says that, his skills have been sharpened from years of spy work, does drink the stool sample, which he says is a bit nutty.
Oh. No. I had to look away. Again. I had to look away.
But they track the layer to one Caribbean island because there's a vegetable that only grows there. So Austin and Felicity, they show up on the island, and immediately they are captured.
And they're
because
wearing, like, sexy matching outfits that I love.
They are,
Serve
as they
it.
should.
Love it.
So they're put in a cell, and they are trying to figure out a way to get out. They escape by Felicity revealing herself to the guard, using what some would say her feminine wiles.
I mean, if you got it, flaunt it, girl.
Right?
And she's got a rockin' bod, so...
Life or death situation, you do what you gotta do.
I'd say I'd do the same, but I don't think it would have the same effect.
A second guard comes in to double watch.
Wait, no!
Hey guys, that's not what I wanted to have. What can I do?
Oh, I get it.
I can show you a magic trick.
Literally. I'd be like, what if I, talk about dogs with you for a while? Would that do it?
So
Find
this
some
is a
common
cocker
ground.
spaniel. They're just asleep. You
They're
put them
like,
to sleep
"Ugh."
by showing them pictures of dogs on your phone.
Goes on a rant about adopt, don't shop.
So they escape, and Dr. Evil and Mini-Me leave for the moon to install the laser. But they're
I completely
pursued.
forgot to mention something, Dan.
Sorry, what
My
is it?
favorite part of the movie was when Dr. Evil and Mini-Me both had their hairless cats.
Mm-hmm.
I did think it was funny when Mini-Me tried to eat his cat. But my favorite was just when the cats were on screen. It brought me a lot of serotonin. Okay, that's it.
Austin and Felicity chase after them in Apollo 11.
Oh, God.
And then at Dr. Evil's moon base, Austin has a fight with Mini-Me. Mini-Me's a sneaky one. He
Oh, God, he
bites.
climbs into, like, a reverse, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Chest burster, right?
Like from Alien? Yeah. He climbs
Like,
into what
climbs
Austin's
into the
wearing.
suit. Yeah.
And another, What form of bathroom humor is Austin physically crapping him out of his suit?
Oh, that's funny because he's physically crapping Mini-Me out of his suit, but he's not actually pooping.
So it's not just phase of matter. It's
just
something more than
the
that.
actual poop freaks me out, Dan. Like, I'm fine with, like, dog poop. Human poop, disgusting. Disgusterous, as my dad would say.
Austin flushes him into space.
I laughed.
And then Dr. Evil gives Austin a choice. Either save the world or save Felicity, who is trapped in a chamber filled with poison gas.
I got heated over this part again.
Felicity says save the world. Austin does. She dies. And that is Austin Powers, the Spy
That
Who
is
Shagged
not
Me.
it, because there's a lot more of me being annoyed by time travel.
Before Austin can kill Dr. Evil, though, Dr. Evil's like, you should just go back in time and save Felicity and the world. So Austin goes back 10 minutes, has a wonderful time with 2 Austin Powers.
God.
You know, sometimes I think about whether or not I would like myself if I met me.
I would not like myself. I already know.
I don't think that I would either, but Austin, absolutely the type of guy who would love himself.
I mean, yeah.
Biblically.
Yeah, he absolutely would. He absolutely would. I don't think I'd even enjoy having a conversation with myself for very long. But that's just because I've met other people who I think are similar to me and I can't stand them. But I think it's because of my Leo energy where I want to be the funniest one in the room.
How can you stand being on this podcast then?
It's really, Dan? No, but you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I get that.
So that's not to say that I can't appreciate other people. And I'm not always like that. Anyway, that makes me sound like such a bitch.
I want to say I'm really proud of you for doing this podcast for so long then, because I'm
proud
like
of me for staying your friend so long, Dan. God.
So they save the world and Felicity, but Dr. Evil initiates the self-destruct mechanism on the moon and escapes by throwing Austin's mojo in the air, which lets him get into his escape pod as Austin's trying to catch his mojo.
And we learn Austin would be terrible at baseball.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. He tries to catch it, but it drops on the ground. Big bloop. You heard me, big bloop.
It made me laugh. I like when you see the pheromones disappear into the air.
I know. But as it turns out, Austin's mojo wasn't what was in that vial. It was the confidence he had along the way.
Wow, how grinchy of him, you know? Right? Austin's mojo grew 3 sizes that day.
I don't think that they can legally say that.
I don't
without
think they
it
can
being
either.
rated NC-17.
Wink.
Nod.
Wink with both eyes, which is just a blink.
So then Austin and Felicity hop through the time portal and go back to Prince's favorite year once again, 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything good? Almost. A fat bastard is back, and he's trying to assassinate Austin.
Sigh.
Felicity disarms him, and then they have a party. In 1969, Dr. Evil recovers Mini-Me from space. And then on the Jerry Springer show,
oh God,
Scott learns that he's the love child of Dr. Evil and Frau Farbacina.
At least he's able to, like, he and his mom can hug it out.
Mm-hmm. And then Austin goes back to his pad where he sees past Austin and Felicity meeting each other biblically.
Oh, God.
But, you know, they're the same person. It's not cheating. And Austin's like, groovy, baby.
He said it turns him on. Like,
yeah. Then the movie ends.
Oh, and it's so cute.
And that is Austin Powers, the Spy Who Shagged Me.
Dan, I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
Besides the fact that you make me feel like I'm not the funniest person in the You said there was a song from this movie that gets stuck in your head every time you watch it. What song was it?
It wasn't it's in the third one. I realized.
Okay, because the movie ended and the credits were rolling, and I was like, I know both of these songs, and like they're good, but like nothing to write home about. I had actually never heard the original version of the Word Up. I've only ever heard Korn and Little Mix's.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, why do I know this song? And then I was like, oh wait, that's because this is the original.
I skipped over the fact that there are multiple Dr. Evil songs in this, including him rapping to just the two of us.
Yeah, it's too much. Just the too much.
I think it's just enough. Yeah, so now that you've seen this, thoughts. Now that's more than just quotes from Gage.
I was gonna say, I feel like I understand my boyfriend better than I did before. I liked it. So far I've been having a really good time with these movies, and I'm really glad that we decided to watch these. And I had been wanting to tell you that I wanted to watch these for a while, but I kept forgetting whenever we were picking new movies, or like you had already planned something, which is fine. And I just kept forgetting, and then I was like, I see an opportunity. And so far I'm really happy that I said something, because this movie was hilarious. The last movie was hilarious. I have high hopes that the next one will be hilarious. I'm just having a good time overall, Dan.
Good.
Also, I love the scene with the two hairless cats. As stated earlier, that was peak comedy for me. I love hairless cats. Thank you.
These are just such fun movies.
They're
They're silly and they're fun. They are everything that a movie like this should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I know exactly what I'm getting, and I'm happy with what I get.
Mm-hmm. No twists, no turns, nothing too crazy.
I don't know. There are twists. There are turns. Scott. Everything happening in Scott's life. Okay, that's shocking.
Scott needs therapy.
Oh my, Scott needs so much therapy.
Oh. Seth Green is really funny in that role too, though. Like, he's really good at it.
He is. I don't know how much of it is acting, because that seems like most of Seth Green's roles.
Well, he is good friends with Fall Out Boy. Fun fact.
Oh,
I think he's good friends with Pete Wentz. Yeah, the man.
The Fallout Man.
Yes, Fallout Man. I think he's friends with Pete Wentz. But he talks a lot about, like, I've seen. Was he on Joe's podcast? Hang on, I'm doing a research. Give me 1 second. Yeah, he was. He was on the first episode of Joe Troman's podcast. So he's friends with Fall Out Boy.
First episode, okay.
Yeah, so he's friends with Fall Out Boy, all of them. And like he talks, he's just very interesting, because I feel like when he's just being a normal person, obviously he's like a normal person, and I don't get a lot of like diva energy from Seth Green, but he really kills it at playing like really weird and disgruntled teenagers, even like on Family Guy as an adult. And like he was on a couple seasons of that 70s show, and this. I think those are the things I know him best from. And I just always find his performances to be really good. And I really enjoy him.
He's never miscast.
No.
Yeah.
He is really great. He knows how to do what he does. Like, he's always great in the roles he plays.
Yeah. So some trivia that we got. Rob Lowe, who plays the young version of Number 2. He had his impression of Robert Wagner, who plays old Number 2. He developed it several years before appearing in the movie, because he dated one of his daughters.
Oh my God.
Basil's remark about the audience ignoring the mechanics of time travel, unscripted. You just got a shocked face. What's happening?
Yeah, just give me like 2 seconds. I'm trying to figure something out that I didn't. Seth Green was in the original It miniseries, and I didn't know that.
Oh.
And I'm like,
It.
Well, I do. I don't really like the old one. I'm feeling a little anxious right now because Tim Curry in that movie like really freaks me out.
It's really scary, yeah.
Okay, I can't do this. It's giving me anxiety. I gotta look at the modern day Pennywise. I'll feel better. I'll feel safer. Okay. Bill Skarsgård, Daddy Wise. Is it safe? Okay.
Yeah, so I'll say it again for your sake.
Thank you.
Basil's remark about the audience ignoring the mechanics of time travel was unscripted,
I told Gage they literally wrote that for me.
right?
Literally for me. Nobody else.
Was nominated for an Oscar for Best Makeup.
Oh, well. I get that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't really any crazy over the top makeup, but everybody was looking pretty good. Pretty period.
The Norwegian title for the movie is, forgive my Norwegian, I'm a little rusty. Spionen son spermet meg, which is a way of saying the spy who ejaculated on me.
Nope. Hate that.
The movie earned more in its first weekend than the first one did over its entire run.
Well, once it develops a fan base, I guess.
Michael York, who played Basil Exposition, said in an interview that his own grandchildren showed him respect and admiration for the first time after seeing him play Basil.
Oh my god.
And there's one piece of trivia that I see on here that I'm not going to say because it's not backed up by anything. And like I looked into it and there's no sources aside from just like recursive sources about it.
Okay.
It would be a very spicy piece of trivia, but I'm not going to say it. If you want to know
Oh.
what it is, you can look it up, but I don't want to spread
I want to know what it
misinformation.
is.
I'll tell you
Dang.
after.
Okay, my ears are ready.
I would tell you now, but that would mean I have to edit something out, and I don't want to, so I'll tell you
Ugh.
after.
Not editing.
But the remark about how the hills of London and England look like Southern California, that was also improvised.
It was funny.
It was. And that is really all the trivia that I have for the movie. So I got a question for you.
I have a question for you too. Can I go first?
Yes, please.
You know the restaurant, the safe house? Is that
Yeah.
Austin Powers in the bathroom that if you lift the flap and you look at it?
No,
or is it somebody else?
it's Sean Connery.
Oh.
Or no, it's Burt Reynolds.
I couldn't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. for
If you're
clarifying.
visiting Milwaukee, dear listener, and you want a fun time for the whole family, go to the Safe House.
They have really good chips.
They have really good cheese curds.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay, you don't know how many of those chips that I ate when I worked there.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know.
They were
so-
just in like a popcorn maker in the back that would keep them warm.
Oh god, I would have been so fat from eating all those.
I just took a cup. I wasn't supposed to. I got yelled at by my manager so many times for doing it, but I was like, "What?"
They're
I
so
walked back to my
delicious.
post.
Oh, they're so good. So good. Now I want to go back there. It's been so long.
Go back. They're open.
I know, I saw. I have to find time.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll let me in because I know the password this time.
I
Dan.
didn't tell.
You didn't let me in.
Yeah. You know, the spy keeper's prerogative.
Dan, I knew the password. I said it to you and you still didn't let me in.
I never let anyone that I know in.
Ugh. Ugh.
So anyway, my question for you. Anna, would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas's Mini-Me?
Oh! I don't know.
A surprise.
Not what I thought you were going to say.
I know.
I don't know. I'm trying to picture it and I can see it. But
But can you feel it?
I can't. I think it wouldn't be as funny cuz Mini-Me is like he's a little monster almost. Like he's like a little alien.
Mm-hmm.
And he's cute but terrifying and I don't know that I think that's something that Jonathan Taylor Thomas could pull off.
I find Jonathan Taylor Thomas terrifying.
Sir.
I'm scared of a man with knowledge.
Oh my god, I'm scared of a man who knows more about my bones than I do.
Oh wait, how much does he know about bones?
No, because it's that thing that's like, what is it that got milk?
Oh yeah.
Literally, Alex texted me something about that on my birthday. Let me find it.
If you haven't listened to our, was it I'll Be Home for Christmas?
Yeah, no.
Episode?
Was it?
When
Oh,
did
God,
we have
I don't
Alex?
remember.
Well, we had Alex on for the Tom Hanks trilogy.
Yes.
So if you haven't listened to our Tom Hanks, You've Got Mail, or Sleepless in Seattle, Joe versus the Volcano, and did we do You've Got Mail?
No, it wasn't Sleepless in Seattle because we did it for Valentine's Day, didn't we? I don't know.
There were 3 comedies. Splash. We did Splash and
Oh,
another one.
Splash,
Alex, go back, listen to all our episodes. Alex talks about Got Milk for like 10 minutes, and it's very fun.
Honestly everything. That was back when we convinced him to change his Tinder profile to be all Got Milk ads, and it was everything.
And now, it worked.
Is that how he met his lady?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So glad to be a matchmaker. Honestly, book us to be your matchmaker. We'll get you hooked up. Don't worry.
You've heard of the millionaire matchmaker. How about the matchmaker for those in college debt?
Love that for us.
Right? Really rolls off the tongue.
It really does.
To answer the question that you didn't ask, would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jimmy Stewart?
Would this movie be
as-
better, worse, the same with Jimmy Stewart as Dr. Evil?
Dr. Evil? It'd be worse. Although, Scott, www.sh.com.
Oh my God, those scenes are too much.
It wouldn't work. Mike Meyers is really the only person who can do, who can be Dr. Evil,
Yeah.
Fat Bastard, any of the characters he plays.
They're
He's
his
a-
characters. They're his children, essentially, you know?
He's a very singular presence.
And I love that they're all so different, too. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like when people do characters, like, sometimes they run together, like Johnny Depp. But, like, these characters are very separated and very distinct.
Yes.
Even distinct from some of his other characters that we know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. I get you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, you smell what I'm stepping in?
Is that a poop joke?
Yeah, but my friend and I used to say it to each other in high school a lot, so my mom still says it to me.
So, on a scale of 1 to 5 fat bastards, what do you give this movie?
4. I had a good time. I really thoroughly enjoyed myself. I really did.
Me too. Same. I'm giving it a 4.
4 fat bastards?
4 fat bastards.
Walking so Shrek could run?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. That's
It
the
really
easiest way to
is.
say it. Just a fun time.
Yeah. I guess, okay, going back to what I said about all of Mike Myers' characters being different, the only ones that aren't different are Shrek and Fat Bastard. Thank you.
Yeah, you really just immediately.
the ball.
You were like, all his characters are so different, and then immediately brought up the 2 characters that are the same.
I know, I forgot about Shrek for a minute because it's not his face, so.
Forget About Dre, that song? No, you don't.
No.
Of course. It's a rap
Dr.
song
Dre?
by Dr. Dre. Yeah, Forgot About Dre.
Oh, sorry, I'm only familiar with his work, Pause for Porno.
Don't know that one.
Oh, go look it up when we're done here.
Okay. But now I'm picturing a Mike Myers version, Forgot About Fat Bastard.
Oh, well, I'll have to give
Or
it a
Forgot About
listen.
Shrek. Either one.
Forgot about Shrek.
Anyway,
Do you think-
I think that's it, unless you got anything else to add.
Well, I was just going to say, do you think Mike Myers is cool with how people are so obsessed with Shrek, like, in a weird way? Like, in a creepy way? Or do you think he's like, my child?
I think he's fine.
What if he walked into his house and it was just all Shrek memorabilia and, like, one Austin Powers action figure? And, like, his Wayne's World wig. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know. He's basically retired now, so
Honestly, good for
him. Right?
He has had a fruitful career for the most part.
He retired at 50. So,
But iconic. People wish.
yeah. Semi-retired. He was also in Bohemian Rhapsody, so, not everyone's perfect.
Oh. How many times has Daniel Day-Lewis retired?
That's true. So we're going to retire for a week and be back next week with the final film in the Austin Powers trilogy, Austin Powers in Goldmember.
Woo!
Woo! So come back for that. It'll be fun. In the meantime, if you want to support us, you can follow us on social media, on Facebook and Twitter @AndInConclusion, on Instagram @InConclusionPodcast. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/InConclusion. If you want to find me, I am on Twitter @DanO'Keefe86 and on TikTok, the Clock app @NotDanO'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you now that you just spat on your mic?
I didn't spit on my mic. I hit my face on it, actually.
Oh, good.
I was nodding along and I accidentally just... you can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter, where I've been actually tweeting quite a bit lately.
You've been very active on Twitter. I had to be
know.
selective with my likes.
Thank you, Dan. I've been honestly having some good tweets. I got one the other day that had a lot of likes for me, like 5 or 6. That's a lot. You can find me at Twitter at Automus. Oh wait, ooh.
Nope.
You can find me on Twitter at Autobots Roll Out. Capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll and the O in Out are zeros. Follow me if you want to hear about my Trader Joe's adventures.
You mean TJ's?
TJ!
I'm on your Twitter, so
Yeah, you are.
don't worry. Do you think I should change our Twitter profile picture from
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy at some point?
Maybe one day. I think I have been really bad about our Instagram. I'm sorry, friends. I'm going to post something really good soon. Don't you worry. But I think that's also a picture of James McAvoy still.
And our
I don't
header
know.
photo is the cast of In Conclusion. Or not
You
In
mean-
Conclusion, of Home Improvement. Sorry. I was reading. All my wires got twisted up.
Oh, God. Where are we? What's going on?
I don't know. We'll be back next week talking about Austin Powers and Goldmember. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, and get vaccinated. Bye-bye.
Bye. I got stung by a bee like 4 weeks ago, Dan, and I believe the sound I made was, I think I'm having a panic attack.